Right, well, we're live. Oh God. All right. So anyway,
I don't think
Alright.
I don't think that was Marissa Tomei.
wasn't
Um,
it?
I think it was what's her face from Who's the Boss.
Yes. I'm sorry. You're right. Alyssa Milano.
That sounds right.
Yeah, like the cookie.
Yeah. I was
All
saying,
right.
I'm trying to think about it. I'm like, and I haven't seen Commando for a long time, but I don't think that that's Marissa Tomei.
I just remember her wearing frosted jeans and some weird stupid shirt, but Schwarzenegger has her in his arms and he's like, "Hey, you're going to come with me." Like, I don't know. But
Your Schwarzenegger impersonation needs work. So
yeah, it's not Kermit, but it'll do. So
it won't do.
welcome everybody. Welcome back to Drinks and Toys. It is 8:30 on a beautiful Tuesday evening. I am joined.
Whoop.
What?
No, I
I hate
sent
when
John
you
a
do that.
message
You always, in the
about
middle
us
of me
being live.
talking, and it always in the intro, you say something, and I have to stop and be like, "What?" So,
Oh well, that's what I do.
Wheezy, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
Awesome. Psycho, what's up, man?
Not much.
And we are not joined by Johnny. He is, excuse me, he's a little bit under the weather, which I apologize if I sound nasally. I think my nose is getting stuffy. So I'm starting to feel some type of way, but I'm good. So it's all good. It's all fine. Excited this Thursday, Collector's Hideout. There is going to be my cousin Vinny. So if you guys are wondering about that before we even get to the end of the podcast, I'm going to throw that out there now because I'm excited for it. I think my cousin Vinny is going to be a lot of fun. It's a great movie to review. There's a lot of awesome little nuances, and I have watched that movie so many times. It's ridiculous. So I'm very excited to dive into that one. That's fucking for sure. Joe Pesci, Marissa Tomei. There's so many actors in that movie that just, I mean, you forget about them. And it's just well done. It's a great movie. But in any case, I digress.
Yeah, no,
So
I pass.
so this past weekend we had a show on Sunday. We did Bradenton Collector Fest, whatever it was called, and there was no shortage of traffic. That's for sure. There were people there, and I have to believe at this point everybody has gotten, for the most part, right. If they filed, they got their taxes, and yet I saw more than not people coming in and just picking up items, being like, "Oh, that's cool," and they put it back down. Even Johnny, excuse me, I apologize to everybody. Even Johnny, who had a lot of $5 items on his table, said that people would come up, their kids are with them, and the kid's like, "Oh, Daddy, look at this. It's only $5." And the parents are like, "No, put it back." So that's not a good sign. I don't know how other vendors did. I can tell you that I did not do what I expected to do. I don't believe Johnny did either. Was it worth my time? I don't know. Again, nothing against the show or how Jeff put it on. I don't think he has nothing to do. He can't help that people aren't buying. His job is to get the traffic, and we had plenty of traffic. How he can't affect if somebody's buying or not. He didn't charge for parking. He only charged for admission, and that was like $10.
He can't affect if people buy or not, right? That's all on wallets and product, right? 100%. He cannot. They don't walk in and he put a gun to their head, be like, "Oh, you have to go buy something from our vendors." Absolutely not. Quality of patron can be workable. Advertising in the right areas maybe help get more attention on the ideas of who wants to be there or who you want there, who would be interested in those types of things. But from previous interviews with him, the vision he wants for a show versus what I think some of his clientele is are kind of two different things. I think he's in a growing point right now between his shows where he wants it to go and where it's coming from, and there's just a disconnect there at the moment when it comes to the patrons that are there.
I mean, you might have something there, but I mean, I'm not upset. Do you think the farm? Oh, there you go. There's Jeff. Takes away from buyers. No, I don't think so at all. I don't think that was the case. I think if anything, we got traffic from the farmers market. Again, I don't know. I feel like this was an anomaly. Like, why is it we had all of this traffic and people were looking at items and excited to buy, and then they just didn't buy. And again, I can only speak from my experience. I didn't do as well as I did last year. Um, and I spoke to a couple other vendors. I mean, Mark Moriarty, I asked him, I said, how'd you do? His sales were card sales. He did big with card sales. That's what he sold. I don't know what Jeff Mercado did. I didn't ask. I didn't get to that yet. I know Alex, our buddy Alex. Alex brought a bunch of $5 things he wanted to just move, and Alex didn't do very much. It looked like comic book guys. The Pokemon guys were so busy it was nauseating. I mean, there were just people like, as soon as somebody was done talking to a Pokemon guy, the next person came up and talked to a Pokemon guy. And I get it. That's what's hot right now, but this is a toy show. It's not a card show. And I know Bradenton has money, so I'm going to chalk it up and say it was a fluke.
There's also things that you have to consider as well, right? So, I think people are smarter than they're often given credit for, and people understand that when you're striking Iran and wars are starting, that things are about to get expensive, right? Like, it's predicted that by May we're going to be spending $5 a gallon for gas. So there's that.
So I get that, and I'm not saying you're wrong, and that doesn't need to be brought up, but I think that's a political thing, and I think that takes a percentage of people out of the mix. So like to Jeff's point right here, like he just said, I want more vintage toys. There are only so many vintage toy buyers, which is true. And the more you niche down, the less people come. And he's absolutely correct. I don't think there was a shortage of people. Like, nobody else was there. I was there. There was not a shortage of people. We had plenty of traffic. I just feel like those people were not buying for whatever reason. I don't know. But I thought during tax time, I thought this was the perfect time for that show in the perfect area. Those people had money to begin with. And I don't know how the farmers market did, so I can't say if they were busy, but we did not get that.
But Tony, I mean, I don't remember exactly what show, right? But I do remember last year. Every year we've done it. We come around tax time. You're always excited about tax time. Tax time, tax time. Right. People are going to make money. People are going to spend money. And each time they weren't bad shows, but they never did what you were expecting. Your review afterwards when you talked to me or whatever was like, I really expected more. It's tax time. One thing, man, not a lot of people get back as much in taxes as they used to, right? Like,
that is well correct.
Like, since 2018, I've owed taxes, so fuck tax time. Like, so I don't think tax time really has that much of a push anymore, because just with the current situations we're in, people just don't get that kind of money back unless they have like an army of children. And then it's a whole different beast, right?
Sure. But
like your average,
and then they're not really buying. They're not the people that are buying from us,
right? Unless you're like that one guy who's like, "Hey, here's my kid. I won't buy you a $5 toy, but let me buy that $200 Ninja Turtle item. I'm not going to buy you that $5 one." Like, it's not a lot like that.
So I would say to Jeff's point right there, I would suggest, Jeff, and I don't know, it's up to you. I don't know how I say I don't know your shows. I know your shows. Weezy and I both know your shows very well, but I would say that with the amount of Pokemon people you have, and it's not that it's very popular. I'm not going to say it's not, but I would take the Pokemon guys, I would take the video game guys, and I would segregate them to a certain part of the show. I would not mix them in with the rest of the vendors. Leave the Pokemon guys in an area, the card guys, whatever it is. And then the toys are the toys. And then even then, I would almost start scrutinizing, because you used to, and I don't want to, turn this into a thing all about your show, man, but this is just thing I do want to bring up, and I missed your show earlier, and I'm sorry. I do think we're starting to see way too many Rosscon vendors.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And Jeff, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, these guys that are running to Ross or running to Walmart to the clearance section, they're loading up on, just call it what it is, trash toys.
It's all the peg warmers.
And they're bringing all that crap to a show, And that immediately makes the show look like, oh, there's garbage here.
And then they charge more than what retail was.
Correct. And so there's people sitting with a table full of stuff you can buy at Ross. And so if I'm a vintage toy buyer, or if I'm even like a toy buyer, I want Transformers, whatever, I'm going to be turned off. I'm like, man, is this all they're going to have here? You may not even walk the rest of the show because you saw so much up front that turned you off. So, you know what I mean? So like when I get, I'm just saying, so when I get people come down to my table, I have people that Wheezy's been there. This has happened plenty of times. They come down, they're like, hey, we're used to you having a bigger table. We're used to having bigger presents. We're used to the banner. We're used to this. We're used to that. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm starting to dwindle down where I'm like, no, I want to carry just vintage Turtles. I want to carry Transformers. That's all I'm carrying. So I don't have all the extra crap everywhere. But they absolutely, patrons, absolutely. In fact, I think I want to say it's what the dude said to me. One guy came in, he was talking to Corinne. He goes, hey, where's all the Funko guys? And Corinne goes, well, there aren't really a lot of Funko guys, not at this show, but we do have them at other shows. Because he does. Jeff has a couple Funko vendors. They're loyal. They come back and they set up Funko, and that's fine. 1 or 2 Funko people, that's fine. But we had a guy, he came up and he goes, why is there so much modern?
So this is kind of what I'm talking about, right? When I said like where he wants his shows to seem to go when you watch the Jeff's lives, you know, where his vision he has for his show, right, versus the clientele who's kind of going to the shows. It seems like there's like they cross paths, but they don't mesh, right? People who are generally after vintage go to these shows looking for deals. They look for vintage. As soon as they start seeing cards, comics, sports, modern, they're out. They gone, right? And I understand. Jeff said it before. He doesn't want his show looking like a certain type of event. He wants, you know, a nice mix, a little something for everybody. But that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the advertising, I think I haven't seen how Jeff fully advertises. I just see the normal things, and because I follow him, so I probably see something different. I don't get like the direct advertisement. But if you're sitting there advertising vintage toys and people go there and they see the modern or they see cards, right? They're going to get turned off. Just like if I go to a toy shop and if I'm like, oh, look, cool, a toy store, I'm going to go in there and check it out. And I walk in and it's a wall full of Funko. I'm turning around because, okay, yeah, they're toys, but it's not what I'm expecting when I hear toys and collectibles. You know what I mean? And I think it might just be an essence of the advertising to the people in a different way to more fish out the right people for the show versus just people who are like, oh, there's a cool show nearby for 10, 15 bucks to get in, waste a Saturday or a Sunday, just go check it out when it's not really in their realm. Like, have you ever gone to I'll give you a perfect example right fucking now. Sci-Fi Bartow.
Yeah.
We've done Sci-Fi Bartow. Great show. We had a good time. It was raining and we still did very good numbers for a single day show. We did at times what we were doing for a double show with Jeff, right?
Sure.
I went this year, completely different layout. It was in a different location. They couldn't be in that main street anymore.
And the show was shit.
Yeah, it was. It was shit, and no disrespect to the guy who runs it. He's trying to change it also, you know, it's getting bigger than this and that, right? But it was a completely different feel, and it was nothing like it had been years before. So the people who went there looking for like, oh, what it was before, got a completely different thing. There was a lot of 3D printing, a lot of artwork, authors and shit, like cool stuff. But when that's majority of your show, when your show used to be, you know, sci-fi and like all the different, even if it's arts and crafts, but it's like sci-fi related, it was all sci-fi horror related. Now this year it's no longer that much of it anymore. You get that your clientele changes, and they just it's weird. And I think that's what we kind of run into, especially with Jeff shows, because we've done a lot of Jeff shows. We've seen the ups and downs, right? We've seen the con, VCon that a couple years ago that was really a bad turnout for the most part, right? And I think it really what it comes down to, it is the clientele who comes in. We got to, not we, Jeff has to kind of hone in on who he wants in the show, what kind of clientele he wants, and advertise more to those people to get more of those people in. Because to sit here and say that there's not enough people who buy vintage, maybe in this area, but when you watch these fucking shows, fucking Toylanta, fucking Joe Fest, the fucking ones that Froggy puts on, it's a fucking barn with hundreds of vendors, all only doing vintage. And they are selling like crazy. The foot traffic is insane. It's there in those areas, maybe not here. But like to say that there's no, like, it's vintage is huge. So there is a huge thing for people who travel across the country to a good vintage show.
So real quick, you're absolutely correct. I'm not denouncing anything you've said. So like something that Jeff just said, I want to talk about it, but none of the places have a show every week. Florida market is very different. No, I got it, Jeff. You're right. Hold on a minute. So just real quick. So Jeff's talking about, table spaces, right? And he's got a damn it. Where is it? Yeah, I got to fill table space, whatnot, antique malls, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm 100%. I understand that completely. Why is this not working for me? I'm sorry.
It's funny, just while you're looking up, he even mentions the vintage markets and like the antique where they have like a mall. You can kind of get your own little booth inside of like an antique store and sell shit. I went to one in Bartow recently, and then another one in Lake Wales. And there was like 3 different people set up, and all they had was Rosscon. That's all it was. So inside those places. So
real quick, I just wanted to like bring up. So Jeff, to answer one of your questions about the lack of vendors, because I know ultimately that's the problem. He's running out of people to show up and be a vendor at the show. To no problem of his own, but some people get too big. Some people run off. They go do their own things. I get it. It's whatever. It's fine. But like myself, I'm starting to make less money at the shows. Now, that's a little bit of my own fault because I don't venture to the further different shows. So I'm stuck with whatever clientele comes to me at the shows that are here. That's my fault. But to the point I'm trying to make, like we're talking about and trying to make with Jeff, is you have these people that come, they set up at his shows. I think his problem with finding new vendors, there's a poor advertising for attracting new vendors, because I had a guy this weekend at the show and he goes, "Hey, I got a lot of vintage wrestling figures." And I don't do wrestling, right? But I can at least guide him. And he goes, "Listen," he goes, "all the 80s wrestlers," he goes, "I have them all brand new. They're all on the card, never open." Like he points to, I had a LJN graded 85 plus Hulk Hogan, right? The one that I bought. So it's in an acrylic, it's graded, whatever, 85 plus. And he goes, "Yeah," he goes, "I've got that on the card and it's super mint." He was trying to ask me, "How did you get it in the acrylic?" I said, "I got it graded." He goes, "What's grading?" So this guy has no idea. He has all of these beautiful vintage wrestling figures at home, all vintage LJNs, not graded, not cased, not anything. And he goes, "Yeah, I've got all these extra ones too, man. I don't even know who to sell them to." If that dude was set up at a show with any kind of purpose with his stuff, he'd probably make a fortune. He doesn't know where to go, though. So, like Jeff being the only, let's call it what it is. Jeff is pretty much the only game in Florida, the only solid game in Florida. He's all over Florida. Nobody else can say they're all over Florida. Now, you got Joey does his show once a year. Yeah, it's successful. It's once a year. You got the MegaCons. You got the Comic-Cons of the world. You got the what the hell is the one over here? By me, the VFW, the Spring Hill Toy Jam. You've got that once every 3 months, whatever it is. Jeff's pretty consistent. I got to give him that. It's every month, every 2 months, whatever it is. There's a show all the fucking time. But we're not getting more quality vendors. What I'm seeing more than anything, I don't have a problem with 3D printing. There's a place for it. I don't have a problem with the Pokemon. I don't care. I don't do it. I don't have a problem with the Pokemon. There's a place for it. crafts, whatever. There's a place for it, but and Pokemon or Funko, there's a place for it. I just because I don't do it doesn't mean anything, but there's so many vendors that could be getting attracted, vintage vendors that could be attracted and could be set up at the shows that we're missing the beat on, and they just don't know how to get involved. That guy was a fluke the way he started talking to me and asked me about it. So the one guy, hold on, the one guy who comes to a show now, he's got modern Transformers. I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry, but he's awesome. He used to buy from us like crazy. He used to buy Transformers.
That guy, yeah.
Not Chad. Not the little Asian guy, Chad.
That guy.
The taller Spanish guy? Well, he's huge Transformers. Now he does almost every one of Jeff's shows because I told him. He goes, I have all these extra Transformers. What should I do? I said, you should get a fucking table and sell them. Well, now he comes to Jeff's shows. Yeah, he's competition to an extent because everything he has is Hasbro. I have third party, so he's not knocking on my third party door. He's just a Hasbro guy.
Right.
But he turns around and has a whole nice table just completely slapped full of Hasbro Transformers. And he does a great job. And I'm happy for him. He's selling. He's doing a good thing. But he's one of the few people that came up, found me as a vendor and said, what do I need to do to get in?
So just something that Jeff had mentioned earlier, before we get off and then go on to our other topics. He was asking about, he mentioned how some vendors are starting to fall off, right?
Sure.
And you haven't, right? I have. And
well, you ran out of product.
Well, that's my point. I think part of not the problem, but part of the situation at hand is that you have some vendors like myself who does a show like that to move or get rid of a bunch of their collection. Because what am I going to do? Am I going to go sell it on Facebook? Am I going to sell it through Craigslist? Oh, cool. I could do a show. I enjoy going to the shows. I could set up here and get rid of some of my extra stuff. And we were having a great time doing that. But eventually I run out of product to where a table fee versus what I can realistically make because of how much I'm dwindling down.
Right. It doesn't make sense anymore.
It just doesn't make sense for me to do it. And when you go around and you talk to a lot of these people, there are other vendors there who are in a similar boat as me who are just have stuff that they've had for 20, 30 years that they're trying to get rid of, right? Not everybody that's a vendor is actually like yourself or Alex, where they keep re-upping and getting more stuff, new stuff, building an actual business out of it. And I think that's part of the problem why he's seeing people kind of pull out, because they're just losing inventory. They're not losing, but they're running out of inventory from their own collection or from their own situation that they're not re-upping, right? And there's at some point, if I'm gonna make $200, but I'm gonna pay whatever the table fee is, it's just not worth it for me. But then in that same aspect, when you have people like yourself who is trying to buy more product to try and run a business out of there and use it as almost a storefront, one with lack of a better word. Like you said, it's your fault because you don't go to the further shows, but you start seeing all the same customers at every show that you do in the local area. So all your Tampa, Lakeland, Bradenton, those customers all kind of overlap, right? So you start seeing somebody that you sold stuff to 4 or 5 shows ago, but you see them at every show. They saw, hey, how you doing? You sold me this, and we talk, whatever. But then they move on because they no longer need from you because you sold to them already, right?
Right.
And I think for some vendors who are in a similar situation as you are like, hey, it's all the same clientele. I need to find something else to grow because I can no longer grow here because I'm just not getting enough traction anymore. You know, you were new at the shows. You were bringing shit that nobody else had. You were selling, but you know as well as I do, your big sales, especially when it came to Transformers, were the same 3 or 4 people who would come every show, buy a new big piece, make your show. We're doing good. But once they've bought everything you're offering, then you no longer have those big pieces, or they already have the big pieces you now bringing in. You're sitting on them, and it's not Jeff's fault for that. It's just in that area, that clientele for those types of is gone. Like you would need to branch out. But I think a lot of his vendors are in the same position. Like, hey, I've been selling at these shows for 3 years. I'm seeing all the same people because We do Tampa, then a month later we do Lakeland, then a couple months later we do this one, and it's all the same customers. Like maybe, if anything, maybe spread out the shows further apart. So you're not doing Lakeland and Tampa within the same few months. You know what I mean? Every 6 months at Tampa, 6 months later do Lakeland. That way you have a nice gap to kind of help people build that want the drive for that show to come back. You know what I mean? Like let people miss it a little bit before, like, oh yeah, I didn't go to this show. I'll go to the show next month down the street, one county over, 20-minute drive.
I mean, you're not wrong by any means. I know we've talked about it, and one of the biggest things is if we expect to have more traction with customers, we have to get out of the area. Now, we just happen to, and I mean just happen to, like Johnny and I, we went to RetroCon, Ryan's, Toy Federation, Ryan's RetroCon.
Huge.
I went for two reasons. One, I wanted to go to the show just to go to the show. And then you're able to sell out of your room. So that was easy. It was just like, hey, I'm going to go to the show anyway. Let me load up my car, go up there and sell out of my room. And that's fine. It's not like I got a table or anything like that. But the only toy show this year that I've solidified as I'm going to be a vendor is Toylanta. And the reason we're going is because I have yet to do a show that's not Florida toy shows. I've never seen those people. This should be a new clientele. And so my hope is that we're going to go there. We're going to have a great fucking show. Sell out of damn near everything and be able to either like kind of re-up or reevaluate what it is we're going to have on the table going forward and go from there. Because, as I've said multiple times, ultimately I want to carry nice third-party Transformers, and I want to carry, continue to carry vintage Turtles. I don't want to have to carry, even though I got into it, it's my own fault. I got into Blockies. They do well. They sell. They're great for quick turn and burns. Well, they're good for quick turn and burns, but they're not convention sellers. I don't know. I just fault. I started this whole conversation about Bradenton. No fault to Jeff by any means. I think the show is what it is. We had fantastic traffic. There was no lack of traffic. It was just the people there were not buying. And maybe I'm overpriced. Maybe my price points were too high. What?
Can I use an example?
Yeah, what's up?
Right. So the traffic thing, right? And just traffic. I get it. The more foot traffic, the higher transfer sale, right? I get that. But do we have to remember Plasticon? That foot traffic
was different.
Hold on. But that foot traffic was insane.
Sure.
There was an ass load of fucking foot traffic, but the people buying was minimal.
Well, so can we just go back to the fact that that was a great name, and I wish I got more credit for that. Just want to throw that out there.
That was your name 100%. So and the show was actually my idea to start the show, and it was taken from us. But that's besides.
I feel like I should patent it and just send Chaz a cease and desist.
That would be funny. But
I don't care that much. But
what I'm saying is like, so foot traffic was there, right? But the quality of customer, because it was minimal. I think it was even free to get in. Maybe it was $5, whatever it was. It was very low price. They advertised, free $100 gift cards to the first 100 people, whatever the price was. To get more people, to get the foot traffic, which perfect. We had the foot traffic. The sales was shit, right?
Yeah.
Even when I walked around and talked to the other vendors, because I took it upon myself, because I was part of the people who were working, even though I was in the process of moving, I couldn't get my hands in it as much as I wanted to. I took pride in the show. So I walked around and talked to every vendor, and all the vendors I spoke to were in the same thing. Sales aren't there. Great foot traffic, no sales, right? Like it was just across the board type of thing. So foot traffic is great, but if they're not buying, foot traffic doesn't mean shit if the people aren't buying, right? And that's what you got to figure out. And even right here where Jeff says the hotels, when people were from various areas, right? I don't see why we can't, for a Jeff show, because that's what we just keep calling it, right? why a Jeff show can't get more people from outside of the state to come, right? He's been around long enough, done what he's done long enough that he should be gaining those people to come in from Illinois, from Arkansas, who have the grails, who have the shit that was in an attic since 1982. You know what I mean? Like, those people should be coming down here because there is a market down here for it. We just don't have any shows that bring enough to it that people pay attention to. So I think Jeff could do it. He's just got to make those connections to get those people to take him serious and see that Florida has the money for it to do those types of shows. So, because I know we've said before, Jeff doesn't want, but I believe he said that he always wanted a flea market or a garage sale show.
Sure.
Right. And I understand that. But when you see these other shows that they're putting on, like the one that Froggy puts on, the Hoosier Con, all that looks like a flea market show, but it is massive. The holy grails for vintage collectors that appear at that show is ungodly. Like, it's insane the type of stuff that comes to that show and the foot traffic that place gets. And that's in the middle of, I think, Indianapolis or some fucking middle of the country state, like out in the fucking cornfields. You know what I mean? Like, it's Florida. Who doesn't want to just travel to Florida for a weekend and have fucking fun in the sun and go to a show? And like, we should be able to get more of those people to come down and do a show like this.
So, all right. So to your point, and I don't want to spend all year on this. It's a great topic. It's awesome. It really is. But Psycho's falling asleep and wake his ass up. So last thing Jeff just said here, I'm working on making Tampa Toy Con in July. Big show with hotels, etc. Vendors from up north. Needed 2-day or full event. So I would say this. I'm all for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like a full-on con event, right? And I don't mean con like there's got to be extra shit. I just mean, I mean toy selling, right? So if you're going to be set up for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you're going to do vendors, got to be in that new area, right? The new room, Tampa Fairgrounds, not the old crappy one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the newer room. We were there last year. Remember, we did good in like that one big area.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to do it there. That's awesome. He's absolutely, even though he's trying to fill that room. I'll let you move on, guys. Sorry, I just wanted to. No. Don't go anywhere yet. We're not done. So, we're going to get off in a second. Well, with that, but just wait before we're done. So I would say for Jeff, he needs to start sourcing now.
Absolutely.
Sourcing now, and you need to scrutinize what people are bringing. There cannot be 10 different vendors. Yeah, I'm just going to make up stuff, right? So don't gospel me, okay? There cannot be 10 different people bringing fudge. There can't be 10 different people 3D printing. There can't be 10 guys with Funko Pops. Like, if it's a toy show, it's just that. 95% of that show should be a toy show. And then you got to stop and say, is it vintage? Is it new? And if it's going to be both, it should probably cater to 20% modern and the rest being vintage. And when you get a vendor that goes, hey, here's my inventory, and it looks like it's all a bunch of Roscon shit, you say, unfortunately, based on the inventory you're bringing to the show, we don't have a place for you. It doesn't turn that person off. It should make that person stop and go, oh shit, I've got garbage. That you don't want garbage at the show because, like you said, people are paying to park at the fairgrounds. They're paying to get into the show. So if there's $60 in the hole, let's just call it, before they get into the show, and they go in and they're like, oh, it's all shit I can buy at Ross, I'd never fucking go back.
Right. No, I agree.
I'd never go back. I'd be like, what the fuck? No, I'm not going in there.
Well, Jeff, there's no 10 of anything. Like Tony said, he was just using an example.
I was exaggerating, Jeff. There was no thing. Don't take it so serious.
My biggest thing is that, and I think I've told you this before, Tony, and I've never spoken to Jeff about it because he's always busy and to talk to him. I know we try and talk to him at a con or at one of his shows. His mind is everywhere, right? Because he's a busy man. But I've told you before that I feel like Jeff, his shows, what he calls them versus what they turn out to be and what it is kind of go against each other, right? So perfect example, the Tampa Toy Con. Now, when people hear con, it's a convention. People think Comic-Con, it's a convention.
Sure.
A big convention. You might have celebrities, you might have this, you have panels, it's a convention. It's not just a bunch of vendors, right? It's a convention. Like you're going to have all kinds of other things going on there. And then you're going to have vendors as well, people showing off product, this and that. Whereas Jeff's shows it's a vendor show. People are coming in. You might have a couple celebrities. And honestly, I feel unless that celebrity has something specifically to do with something in the toy world, is a useless thing to have.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Other than like Sergeant Slaughter was fucking huge.
Well, because he's got action figures. Makes sense. If you have celebrities who have action figures, wrestlers, because there's so many wrestling collectors, right? That have toys, get this on, makes sense. But like actors who don't really have anything that have nothing to do with the toy world, it adds to a problem of the looky-loos, right? Because you got people who, I'm gonna come in so I can try and get an autograph from so-and-so for $80. But I just paid $80 for his autograph. I don't give a shit about toys. I'm just here for this person for their autograph, right? They paid at the door to get in, so they paid admission, but it doesn't help us at all because it's just, I don't know. I'm against the whole celebrity thing unless it's somebody who's like literally cemented into the toy aesthetic of some way, right? But I think calling these things cons when they're really vendor shows and maybe festivals or show, I think that's part of the problem because people go there expecting a con and then they walk in and they get a vendor show. It turns people off as well. It kind of frustrates people. I could be wrong.
No,
that would piss me off.
You're not wrong. So I think I know Jeff has only so many contacts, right? And I understand that. There's only so many people he can get a hold of, and that's fine. I mean, how the hell do you contact some of these people? But let's just backtrack real quick. And again, I'm going to give us another 15 minutes and we're done. We're going to move on. But as far as celebrities, so Sergeant Slaughter.
Sorry. No, when we're done, it's something else, another topic. Go ahead.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
Sergeant Slaughter was by far one of the best people Jeff could have brought. He was well received, fucking by far. I was starstruck. I'm like, it's fucking Sergeant Slaughter. And it was so
Slaughter,
cool. Yeah, it was cool as shit. He came, Joe fans, we had a bunch of cosplayers. Hands down, was awesome. And I would, in that same light, I would start grabbing people that maybe aren't celebrities so much, but as they were affiliated. So there's a guy named Kirk, and I'm going to butcher his last name. Bozargian, whatever. He is one of the fathers of G.I. Joe. Okay? I'm friends with him on Facebook. He's friends with anybody who wants to be friends with him. Nice. The guy is older than dirt, but he is one of the godfathers of G.I. Joe. But he's very, very personable, and he loves the community for G.I. Joe. He's actually the person that the MP character was modeled after. MP was like this guy. He has a helmet that says MP. He's got a dog. Yeah. So that's what
the generic military police character. Yeah.
Yes. So his character was made after him. That guy, guarantee you, would come down and be a celebrity at one of Jeff's shows. If Jeff started sourcing people like that would create shitloads of traffic.
It's in the toy realm.
Yes, but during that same show, Jeff is going to have to scrutinize and say, I'm looking for Joe vendors. What do you have that's Joe? Because those people are going to have to be there because that hype is already going to be there. I'm here to see a Joe guy. I can buy Joe toys.
Now,
cool.
Just because I said I agree with you, because I said, that just to play devil's advocate, because I always love playing devil's advocate, it did not work for Pixel Dan, who is very much in the toy realm. But I think because he was the YouTube, that was he wasn't like a creator. It wasn't based on it.
I agree.
He was just a huge fan who had a book, right? But it didn't work in that case.
Well, he as well known as he is, he wasn't going to bring traffic.
Well,
it was just pixel. He brings digital traffic.
He brings, I think it's a certain era of collector who knows who he is, right? And a lot of vintage collectors, especially if you've noticed, Tony, a lot of vintage collectors that do come in that ask for stuff, they are a much higher age range than we are. Is that a false statement? Do you feel like I'm inaccurate?
Yeah, it's true.
Those good old boys who are in their 60s and 70s, they're not watching Pixel Dan do anything. I get that. So, but like I said, I just want to play devil's advocate, show both sides. One, it doesn't necessarily, it's not a guarantee that it'll bring something because they're in part of the toy world, but especially the Joe collectors are insane. If you got somebody who's like directly connected to Joe and you advertise it properly to Joe collectors, you'd get a lot of traffic because they have the fucking GI Joe con or whatever the hell in fucking Orlando once in a while, don't they? And they have like shit like that. And there's a huge GI Joe fan base in Florida.
So I guess my question would be like, to Jeff, before we cut you off, man, and we start moving on. But Jeff, you do all these toy shows in Orlando and you do GI Joe shows. Do you feel that those shows, and just be honest, man, do you feel that those shows gain a lot of traffic, or do you think it's just the appropriate amount for the amount of vendors you have? Because I know the show itself is not huge. It's probably about the size of Ocala, which is not very big. So maybe 30, 40 vendors. So do you feel that it's big in that regard that you're getting the... Oh, here we go. Harder than you may think to do. I'm going to show this, all right? So let's make this...
You gonna read it, or you just gonna like?
Sorry, I'm 100% with you guys on your opinions. It's just harder than you may think to do these and get, traffic down here. Florida's no other place. If you're bored here, then you have a personal problem. They had 100 people at the last GI Joe show. Well, so Jeff, I mean, again, man, we're not a full GI Joe is not going to bring traffic. GI Joe buyers are now here. Yeah, we're not denouncing the shows, man, or the efforts you put into them. I don't want you to take this the wrong way.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. The shows have been great. I enjoy going to them.
Yeah, we're not saying that at all. We're just trying to question. We're trying to bring like justification and trying to figure out what is going on. So like, it's not a lack of traffic, but what is it that's causing these people not to buy? And could we get more traffic if we did XYZ? Not here. They don't spend like they do in Georgia. You know what? I'll give you that. I'll give you fucking that right off the rip. So here's my thought process.
Hold on. Before you continue that.
Yes.
Not here. They don't spend like they do in Georgia, right? Now, if that sentence was they don't spend like they do in California or Washington State, I'd be like, fair. I can be in Georgia in 4 hours. There's no reason why the people in Georgia can't come down for a show that
Jacksonville.
Absolutely. Jacksonville should be fucking insane then. So it's not necessarily that they don't spend like they do in Georgia. Because if they're spending like that in Georgia, we need to figure out a way to advertise whatever to get them to come down. It's not a far drive from Georgia. It's not. It's an easy day trip for somebody. Oh, I could go down for a few hours and head back up. That's when I used to live in South Florida. I'd come up for fucking Horror Nights, do a quick drive, 3 hours, go to Horror Nights for fucking 4 or 5 hours, and I drive home. Like, people can do that. And if they want to go to the show, they will do that. Psycho and I are thinking about driving up to fucking Joe Fest, or not Joe Fest, Toylanta, right? It's going to be a fucking 5-hour drive, but I want to go to it. So I'm going to in other words, it's not an insane drive. That's just not feasible. Like, those people, if they want to come to a good collector show, they're going to come down. They will.
So Jeff, let me ask you, do you put on GI Joe show? And we're just picking a group, right? Because GI Joe, Star Wars, right? Two main groups that people ever, truthfully, they think about. So do you have a GI Joe show in Jacksonville?
Who knows? Give me a moment, and then let's start moving on. We've been on this for 45 minutes.
No, I know. It's the sad part is it's a really good topic, but and it's the most traffic we've had in a long time.
What's also I don't. Also, I feel like
Jack
with
should
this
be.
topic,
Hold on,
Wait.
Jack should be a banger, but I get pushback from to show people that don't advertise. Southwest and GI Joe's doing max. It's 225 people. So I'm gonna venture to say that Jeff, you say banger. I'm gonna go with if there was a lot more advertising, because I love you, dude, but at the end of the day, I don't see a lot of Florida Toy Show advertising other than when it gets really close to the shows. And so I know it's part of it's got to be put on the vendors, because I myself have said that before. If the vendors don't push it and say, hey, this is the next shows that are coming up, because I do that. If I got a flyer in front of me, I'll go, here's the next show I'm going to be at, because I want those people to come by from me. But if not every vendor does that, and if you don't advertise it to some bigger degree of, hey, we're coming to Jacksonville, it's Florida Toy Shows, we're doing Joe, whatever it is, call it Florida Joe Fest. You can have that name. I just spit it out there. Florida Joe Fest. Now you are Florida Toy Shows, Florida Joe Fest. You put it on in Jacksonville once a year, and you make a big fucking deal out of it.
Let's not get the man sued for taking Joe Fest, please.
I'm just saying.
Let's
you're going to get something out of it, man, but you've got to, once you've got the idea, you've got to run with that shit and advertise as best you can. And I don't see enough advertising on my pages. I don't see anything. If I don't share it, it doesn't happen. Trickle. Yeah, trickle doesn't work, bro.
Hey,
you're all over Florida, and I wish that was enough, but it's not. You've got to you need to grab the people from out, like Wheezy said. They got to be coming from outside Florida. I went to RetroCon in Carolina because I watched, his YouTube shows, Ryan's YouTube shows. I know you guys aren't friends, but I watched Ryan's YouTube shows. I went to RetroCon. I met people from all over the United States at RetroCon, and they went there just because of that.
Fucking Toylanta? You got Toylanta? They get people from other countries flying in just for Toylanta.
I am so excited for that show. I hope I make a ton of money. I don't know if I will. All right, last thing on here. Joe Fest, I tried to you? Really? Florida Joe Fest?
He tried to use the name Joe Fest, then Joe Fest.
Well, I mean, Florida. I don't know. Florida Joe. I'll come up with a name for you. A lot, dude. A lot of fucking people went to RetroCon. A lot, Jeff.
Here's the thing. And just to touch on that, it necessarily, you want a lot of people to go to these shows, right? Absolutely. But at the same time, how many people did you see walking around with merchandise? That's the key, right? If you have a show where 20,000 people go, but only 1,000 people buy, who gives a shit about the other 19,000? But if I have a show where only 1,000 people show up, but 700 buy, that's so a much better margin.
Let me just say this. I can only speak from my personal experience financially, okay? On average, I will do 2,500 to 3,500 on average, because bigger shows, right? Smaller shows. $2,500 to $3,500 after expenses at most Florida toy shows. Most. That is my average. I did 2,500 at Retro after expenses, and I only worked for 4 hours one night and 4 hours another night. So what I would take 2 days plus to do it at Florida toy shows, I did in a couple hours at Retro. That's not set up as a vendor. Those vendors made money. Again, Jeff, it's not a knock at you. I'm just giving you numbers of what happened because of popularity and what was taking place. You have all these shows all over Florida. We need to start getting people from other states to come down.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Tony. When you were walking around looking at other people's setups, purchase, whatever, did you notice that the prices that they were charging for stuff was much higher than you would see down here?
No,
especially for vintage?
Less.
Really?
Because
when you watch those videos and the things that people are charging is insane, but people are buying left and right.
So so just my opinion, what I saw was that the same items I would charge XYZ for, they were getting less for up there. And here's my theory, and I've said this before. We're in Florida. We don't have attics, we don't have basements. Okay? And so vintage toys are more abundant in the northern states. So when somebody is selling, they didn't pay,
oh yeah, for sure,
$100 or $50 for that vintage turtle on card. They paid $25. I paid $60, $70 to resell because it's one of 500 in Florida, but it's one of 3,000 in Connecticut.
But I guess we're on, maybe not the exact. I guess what I'm thinking of is like when you watch, like, especially like the Froggy shows.
Sure,
people have got grails there that they're selling for $20,000 to $30,000 for an item, and there's people there buying them. You know what I mean? Like, I can't think of one person that I've ever seen at a Jeff show
you're right,
like,
Jeff.
hey, I'm here to to spend 20 G's at one table off of a vintage item. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's
You're
just
not wrong.
it's not something I've ever seen, but obviously I don't have anything to offer for somebody like that to come ask me about it. So I mean, it could be just that problem, but I think, yeah. But like we were saying before, I think we need to move on because I think this is getting too much inside baseball.
Yeah, no, we can go ahead and kill it. So Jeff, if you want to talk about this more, man, offline, I'm cool with that. But thank you for everything you do, and the shows are what they are. They make me money. I enjoy the clientele. I enjoy the other vendors. I always have a good time. Socially, it's a lot of fun. So keep doing what you're doing, man. But hey, and by the way, Famous Davis, the wrestling guy, listen, man, you have a cardboard cutout of yourself now. That thing's awesome. I gave it to him, and everybody was like, it's so cool. I don't think Jeff likes it, but everybody else likes it.
That thing was amazing. It was hilarious. Just gotta cosplay it now.
I just wish he would put it up, man. It was really cool. People liked it. But Jeff, have a good night, man. It was good to talk to you. All right, Psycho, get your stupid ass back on here. Pull up your Google.
That's rough. That was kind of.
Yeah, he's Googling.
I'm not Googling. I'm just sitting here.
You're like, I'm out of Skittles and I'm bored.
Psycho's like, I haven't been to a lot of shows like that, especially recently, and I don't vend at them, so I got nothing to add to this at the moment.
Yep, and all you guys were doing was hurting that other guy's feelings.
No. Jeff's cool.
That's why he was responding like...
No, he
responded. You could see it in the words, the intonation in the words. He was absolutely on the defensive. Absolutely.
He's got his own he's got his own channel and stuff like that. So I get it. It is what it is. But anyway, so I want to go ahead and apparently there is a lot of, it's kind of crazy the amount of shit that's coming out that after Toy Fair got a little more cumbersome on the Toy Arc website. So one of the things for sure, did you guys see the we are not, Tim, shut up. No, we're not. So you guys saw the did you guys see about the Mezco Splinter?
No.
Yes.
So pre-orders come out tomorrow. So I got to get on that shit as soon as possible. But one of the worst things I think that came out, oh my God, it's so bad. It's gross. It grosses me out. Hang on. Excuse me. Oh, Daddy's got a good buzz going. Really? Look at this shit. He looks like a worn out grape.
Have you not seen the show?
Well, I saw the clip, so it's like Cancer Chucky.
I believe that's what it is, but I haven't watched this season I haven't watched that season. I think I've only watched the first season. Shit. I need to catch up on it. The first season was amazing. I loved it. I need to catch up on it.
It's horrific. So it's this doll. I mean, I'm not paying $500 for that shit. You guys see it?
I mean, it's life size. It's 1-to-1.
It looks like trash. It looks like hot garbage. Who the hell is going, oh man, I really like Chucky. I want a doll of him with cancer.
Yeah, I don't understand why they did that version, but the normal one looks great too.
Weez, is that your brother, Adam Carter?
No, it's one of John's like best friends growing up, childhood.
Well, it's like I have to listen to music. I'm way too high. Good night, guys.
It literally like 10 minutes ago, he's like, "Oh, I'll be listening as long as you guys are talking," and now he's like, "Oh, I gotta go. I'm high."
That is hilarious. So then we have the Bride of Frankenstein set, which it's cool, but the only reason I think this is like a thing right now is because of the movie that just came out or is coming out.
I mean,
Nobody?
no, because it has nothing to do with that version of her, but maybe.
You don't think it's got anything to do with like well, I guess the popularity of just the characters themselves, or no?
I think
No.
Tim is right.
What did Tim say?
Chucky looks like Gollum.
Then we got the foot 2-pack from NECA.
That I don't want that. Well, I don't want to want that. Should I say? And part of me is trying to convince myself that I have like when eventually the single pack comes out, I'll be good, but I'll probably wind up buying that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
I think it's pretty cool.
The forearm foot soldiers.
And then of course I talk shit about this, and then I'm like, okay, now I don't hate it.
I'm gonna get that.
You're becoming more and more useless.
After seeing the like actual like pictures, I'm like, oh, those are actually pretty good.
Yeah, and they were never in a cartoon. They were based on two customs done by a fan who made them with the Playmates versions, made his own versions of that. And NECA's like, hey, they look great. Let's make some official figures of your designs. And that's what they did. I think that's fucking amazing of NECA to do.
It's cool for the guy. I just, Of course, Hiya Toys Mega Man. Does that really light up his blaster?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
So how cool would that be?
I mean, it'd be absolutely fucking amazing if it was just Mega Man or maybe base Mega Man X. That Mega Man looks like ass.
Yeah, it looks like Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad Mega Man.
Now, I don't know what kind of ass you've seen. I've seen big, round, juicy ass. It doesn't look like Mega Man.
Whoa. Oh, speaking of ass, did you guys see that?
Sorry.
They're actually auctioning off the rhino that Jim Carrey is birthed from in Ace Ventura 2.
I want to say I saw that.
Is that what they're doing? Because I saw something pop up recently where they were discussing the tail and how it's like falling apart.
Yeah,
and then like how the ass end is like a different type of plastic or latex and they must have like changed it every scene or something. So that makes sense why they're doing that. I would not buy that.
They're expecting it to go for between $4,000 and $8,000, but you know what they say?
Oh,
it's kind of hot in these rhinos.
That actually doesn't sound. I was expecting a lot more.
So I can buy the original rhino that his head popped out of for $8,000.
His whole body popped out of, yes.
For $8,000.
Yes, the entire rhino that you could actually go inside, where Jim Carrey was sitting in it inside because it was a real thing, and then you can birth yourself out of the rhino. Yeah,
I can buy the original though.
You can birth yourself out of it.
You cannot birth yourself out of it.
Yes. Oh, back up! It's the original one from the movie.
Yes,
for $8,000.
Yes.
So next toy,
where's the link?
The next toy show of Jeff's, we're gonna have the fucking rhino ass that you can put your head through.
$8,000. Here's my card. Shut up and take my money. Are you kidding me? You know how much it might be worth later?
I mean,
see, John,
it's been like 30 years. I don't know that it's going to be more. It's going to be worth anything more than it's already worth.
See, John, here's the thing: is that all these years you've been calling me rich, right? You're like, "Oh, Chris, you're rich." I'm not rich. This guy.
Right. Okay. So we already agree that Tony is in a higher tax bracket than the two of us.
I'm not rich. I'm irresponsible.
You just said, "Here's my card. Let me buy rhino ass from Jim Carrey's movie."
But I say that you are rich because I have never known somebody in my entire life that goes on as many vacations as you do, but says they don't have any money.
Have you seen this shit back here? Like, I don't have money. I'm financially irresponsible. I have a partner. I have a wife who is very good with money.
Yeah, I did see the sign earlier. People see me. People see me going to Disney all the time and think I'm rich when actually I'm just financially irresponsible.
No, Tony, you're about to buy an $8,000 Rhino.
I can't help it that I'm not smart about most things.
Is that the
Why are we looking at Superman? Okay.
Superman.
Yeah, I was getting there. I was gonna say, does anybody like think that looks like Bizarro and they just didn't want to call it Bizarro?
No, it looks like the old man Superman from The Dark Knight Returns.
It looks like shit.
Have you ever read The Dark Knight Returns? Tony, have you ever read The Dark Knight Returns?
No, but why does Superman age like that? All of a sudden, Superman's old.
Superman's got a jaw like fucking Popeye right here, like
in The Dark Knight Returns. But I mean, all of the characters do in that novel.
Well, so does Batman. Where is he?
Yeah. So like Batman also has that same jawline. The Joker has that crazy ass jawline. That's just the way that it was drawn.
That's just the way it is.
I'm gonna say this, just because we're talking about DC, has nothing to do with actual Batman. I guess kind of does. But that Harley Quinn cartoon on HBO Max, meh. Just saying.
So that is 100% elderly Batman. And I'm kind of all about that. That's a great
look at the gray hair.
Well, I'm kind of happy to see, like, I don't like that he's so beefed out, but I do like the nostalgia of the gray hair to say
that's how
Bruce has seen his years. What?
But that's how he looked in the comic, all beefed out and huge.
I never read the comics, so there you go. But I'll tell you, I do like the fact that it's like it's Bruce and he's aged. It's Bruce.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the 40s Batman, though.
Well, I mean, you know why they're making these pieces now, right?
No. I mean, he was probably born in the 40s.
Because they did the sculpt for the Ben Affleck Batman 2.0.
Look at that fucking face, dude.
Yeah.
Also looks like Popeye.
Oh, I mean, just look at that though. Like it's the aged face of a man who like fought to save the city for fucking years, man.
Yeah, then he retired and then he had to come back. Yes.
Batman. Overrated superhero.
No.
Yes.
You here to attack me, dog?
God, I almost want to buy this toy now. It's pretty fucking cool.
Tori's like, here's my card. Give you a Batman and Rhino ass. That's what I need. Take it.
Yeah, that's the way that Frank Miller drew Batman and Superman and the rest of the characters.
Yeah, Hasbro's not doing shit that makes me excited about anything.
Of course not.
Okay, all right. And then this Dragon Ball, I don't care. I've had my fill. I've seen Majin Buu install about 1 billion times. Ivy and Quinn. Well, if it doesn't come with a big strap on, nobody cares about that.
I mean, you can make them kiss each other, apparently.
Yeah.
But see, because of that figure, I'm like, oh, I'll check out the show. I watch the show. I'm like, it's not bad, but
The Venom's cool.
You said it's Venom, but you keep circling Spider-Man.
Sorry, I meant Negative Zone Spider-Man. That's pretty badass.
And that's $20.99 in Venom, isn't it?
Yes.
Which is this Scareglow is fucking cool. That the art's cool.
This Scareglow. Can you show the actual figure?
I don't think it's on there. Let me.
Packaging,
sorry.
yeah, right there.
Yeah. Look at that packaging.
I don't buy Masters, but that figure looks dope, and I consider just buying that figure. And it makes me curious what they're gonna make Clawful look like, because that looks dope. I would buy that. I don't want to, but I would.
So that looks like a really, 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 really badass Skeleton Warriors figure.
Yeah, a lot of people saying it looks very much like a Mythic Legions type figure, which would be around that world. Yeah.
I'll buy it, man. Whenever it hits the shelves, I'll buy that.
Well, that's the first figure they've shown from Masters from this Chronicles series that isn't movie related.
Yeah, that thing's badass. This is cool. I know you guys don't really care, but so this was a figure I remember back when Motu was like falling out and starting to go away.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like a Rock Lord, but he would like come out and like fight and whatever. He's the same size as He-Man, but then we go back down into like this geode kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's kind of like, he is what he is. I mean,
nope.
It was a cool toy though as a kid.
You missed me with all that.
I might buy it just to say I did. Pirates of the Caribbean. We already talked about this. Mondo Janine.
Well, I don't know when we talked about because you didn't talk about it with me. Because that thing looks awesome.
She got them legs.
And Psycho and I are trying to battle within ourselves about actually buying this. Like, do I need to buy Janine?
Yeah.
Janine, why wouldn't you buy it?
Well, because I have the 4 Busters. Well, 3 of them. The 4th one's coming, right? And the main reason I bought the Busters was for the big ass ghosts they come with.
Yeah.
I don't need a fucking desk. I don't need that. Like all those accessories, I don't need. If it was just a Janine figure, I might be much more inclined. But like that extra shit means nothing to me. And Psycho and I were discussing this, and I think it'd be a good topic for another night. How a lot of these companies like Mondo right here, where they have a figure that's $100, but then they start adding in all these accessories and it ups the price. And it's like, is it really fucking necessary?
Yeah.
For your average collector. Like, is that necessary?
I mean, so go back.
It's probably not.
Go back.
What?
Go back.
What?
Backwards. Again, right there.
That's a great picture.
I think that like in a display case would be incredibly badass. Right. And I think it's moments like that that would get me to buy the figure. And then, like I told you about, also the Slimer that comes with the Janine figure.
Yeah, the HR Nightmare cool. Slimer.
Yeah, because I mean, he always did that in the show. He would kiss Peter constantly and Janine, right? And like it was part of the gag. And so it's like we talked about when you and I were discussing this. I don't want to buy it because I know eventually they're going to release Janine in the flight suit. They're going to, right? They're already releasing Lewis in the flight suit. They're going to release Janine in the flight suit, and I'll have to get her again. But it's kind of like, I think as a display, that picture would be an amazing display for the real Ghostbuster figures.
See, my thing is that I wouldn't display it like that, right? Like the picture that I'm in my mind for my display when I open them all up is the one they showed at Comic-Con, where it's the 4 Ghostbusters with their streams fighting the 4 ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the display I want. That's what I'm like the desk for what I'm like. It's not. I don't need all that shit. Jesus Christ.
I also just kind of think that
seats with 2 different fucking seat padding so her ass fits in it better. Like I don't need all that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to say that I'm not going to get it, but I think that I'm going to end up getting it.
Oh, I'm saying I'm not going to get it, but I'll probably wind up getting it. But I'm going to say I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
This is trash right here. I fucking hate these things.
Yeah, these we discussed the other week. The Sakai turtles.
Yeah.
I'm not about it. I'm not about it. All right, let me close out Toy Arc.
Right, now, Psycho, you said you had a couple things you wanted to discuss.
Well, not a couple. I wanted to talk about the Mondo Janine, which we already did. But okay. The other thing I want to talk about is NECA. So I didn't buy the sewer layer when it first came out because I wasn't able to get the street level diorama.
Hold on, before you go any further, can I go to the bathroom or should I just wait?
I mean, it's up to you.
Just piss on the floor. Wouldn't be your first time.
Give me like 2 minutes. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. Right back.
Play Jeopardy music.
No, I mean, while he's gone, I guess we'll talk about Janine. It's just one of these weird things because I can see I want to put them in my Detolf cabinet, right? So I'm going to give them a shelf. And I don't know how I can make them look like the picture because I know exactly what picture you're talking about from Comic Con where they're fighting the ghosts. I don't know how I can make that look good in a Detolf cabinet on a shelf. But I can absolutely make the 4 Ghostbusters standing by the desk with Janine look good on a Detolf shelf.
But then what are you doing with the 4 ghosts?
I don't know. I'd have to display them somewhere. But
and that's where my thing is. I bought those sets for the 4 ghosts, right? That's my main focus is the ghosts. You know what I mean? So especially that Boogeyman looks fucking insane.
Yeah.
So like those are my main focus. And my idea is that display, like with the 4 and the Busters fighting them, the fucking 4 ghosts are going in one corner in the back, and the Busters are going to go in the opposite corner in the front. You know what I mean? Little caddy corner action, similar type of situation. They'll be a little closer than what they had at fucking the show because I don't have the space for it.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm picturing. Like my Detolf is full right now, but I know the top shelf is going to be for that once I get the final set. And then I'm gonna destroy my Detolf and put that in there.
What's in your Detolf now?
Because
I remember your Predators used to be in it, but I know your Predators are on the shelves behind you now. So
yeah, so my top shelf is all Figura Obscura from 4 Horsemen. Second shelf is a mixture of Figura Obscura and other single one-offs.
Yep.
Third shelf is some Mythic Legion stuff. And then the bottom shelf is like 12-inch Alien and Predator figure, or 11-inch Alien and Predators that came from Kenner Vintage.
Okay.
Just because I had nowhere to put them.
All right. So what I was saying, Tony, is like I had been buying all the NECA things. The Turtle Van came out, I got that. And when the dioramas came out, I tried to get both. I tried to get the movie diorama and failed miserably. And I tried to get the cartoon diorama and failed miserably. And then when the sewer layer was announced, it was like, well, fuck it.
Hey, Tony, all I hear is you crunching. What the fuck?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It's whatever's in your hand, like a water bottle or something.
This is fucking going in the bag of chips.
But so then I missed out on both of those, so I didn't buy the sewer layer. It's like, well, fuck it. If the thing attaches to the top of the sewer layer to kind of make what it's supposed to be, then I'm not going to buy the sewer layer. That's ridiculous. And then the lab came out, and that was a fiasco. I didn't get the lab either. So I was like, well, I don't have the sewer layer. I might as well not get the lab, but I have the stupid portal generator. And then NECA re-released the street level diorama. And in that listing, they said that they would be re-releasing the sewer layer, and that they said that they would be re-releasing every part of it over the next, several months or a year or whatever. And so then I ordered the street level diorama. Well, it turns out they did relist the fucking sewer layer last week, but it was only for people that had the highest membership you could get in the NECA thing, and that was the only people that were going to be able to get it.
It was offered to them first, yeah.
I mean, they were the only ones it was offered to.
No, I was in the process. I was debating on ordering it because I went to the link.
I tried. I couldn't do anything. Every time I tried, it told me I wasn't part of the group that could. The
question I have is, it still up? Because if it is, the guy above you or next to you or this guy over here, I believe is part of that club.
So you're talking about the street scene diorama?
No, I have that. I'm talking about the sewer layer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they posted
all that I
emails
saw
went out
was,
about the sewer layer, I think last week, that they were re-offering it to people.
Maybe I saw wrong. I thought it was Donnie's lab.
No, it was the sewer layer, but again, it was only for the people with the highest NECA reward membership thing that were able to order it.
Well, NECA, please, if you need me to like check on there, and
I mean, take a look and see if it's available.
If you want it, I'll order it for you. I don't have a problem with that.
And earlier, just because we're talking about NECA, when you were talking about some other stuff, Tony, I started laughing because apparently NECA sent out, I don't know if it's an email or what, but apparently they found a bunch of the Channel 6 sets with the werewolf cat for April.
Of course they did.
They found a bunch and now they're selling them on their website again for people who may have missed out. Like if they just came to the show, you would have given it to them for free.
Yeah, I gave 2 away to vendors. I gave you one, didn't I?
No, you did not.
Oh, I gave 2. I gave 1 away to Rich.
One, you were selling everything at one point. All that turtle stuff, you're doing one buy one get one free, and one guy bought 2 of them because he's like, oh, I'll take 2 for $100.
I had 6 at one point. That's how bad it was.
Yeah,
it's funny. But yeah, they said originally that they would that collectors club would give you access to things in advance, that they would be re-releasing. You'd have special items that only you could buy for being one of those high purchasing members, whatever. Like these are like one of the first things that they actually had that. I think there was one other thing in the past where they had to say they was like the first 3 days was for those people only, and then the remaining stock was put up for anybody else to grab.
Yeah, no, I never saw it for anybody else to grab, and it frustrated me. I don't really have the money to spend on shit right now anyway, but it was kind of like, well, that sucks that you say you're going to put it up, and you say that on the page where you actually re-release the street level diorama, but then when you do put it up, you only put it up for the people that are part of this membership. So now I kind of feel like I bought the street level diorama for absolutely no reason because I can't get the fucking sewer layer.
So just fucking buy the sewer layer.
I'm not spending $600 or $700 on eBay to buy the goddamn sewer layer. That's not happening. Like, that's not a thing.
Well, then you must not really want it. No?
I mean, I want it. I just can't spend that kind of money on it. That's really what it comes down to.
Oh, man, let me see. I'm looking this shit up right now.
Which part?
Everything. What else you guys got?
I got nothing. I'm out. That's what I had. I told you guys earlier.
You blew your load?
Fair. What?
I said you blew your load?
I did. Toy Arc had all that cool stuff. I did get some cool stuff in. Well, I guess let me start from the beginning. So graded. I do have some graded items that are coming back from CAS. I did get the grading on my April Channel 6 Newsman sealed. It is a 70, and I don't agree with it. I almost want to get it, break it open, and send it back to AFA because I feel like that should have been 80 plus. So I'm really pissed off about that.
Understandable.
Ultra Magnus came back at 70. I guess maybe. And then the Voltron sealed came back a 70 also, and I'm like, no, that should have been 80 plus because that thing was fucking mint. But it didn't come back, and so I honestly feel that Kaz is hurrying along their grading. They're not really taking enough time, and so they're expediting for the wrong reason, and they're just giving whatever grades, and that's why I have what I have, and I'm kind of upset about that because I spent a lot of money with them. They even gave me an 80. They gave me an 80 or an 85 on Wingnut and Screw Loose. Well, dude, it was sealed in the package. You opened it in front of me, and then you graded it loose. How the fuck is that not a 90?
No,
it never came out of the package.
Makes sense.
It didn't yellow. It didn't anything. How is that not a 90?
Yeah.
So, little upset about that.
I can see that.
So, I mean, are you really gonna just break it open and send it back to AFA?
I might, because the April Newsman thing. If I sell it the way it is at a 70, it's about 2,500. I've got 800 into it.
Right.
I know it's like, well, you're gonna make 2,500. Yeah, okay, but if it was truly the right grade it was supposed to be a $6,000 piece. So it's worth sending off, waiting for AFA to send it back to me, and have them tell me, yeah, it's an 80, 85.
What if they send it back to you and they still mark it at 70?
I'll punch you and your kids in the mouth. Kid, sorry.
That's fucked up. She had to do with anything, but okay.
Well, I mean, Psycho started it.
I didn't start. I was asking a legitimate question, but sure.
I love Psycho.
Because everybody thinks that their stuff is worth more than it's actually worth.
Well, it's not like that with me. I'm very realistic, but this piece compared to what I've gotten back before, right? Like you can kind of start like judging, you kind of know what it's going to be. And when it comes back way less, you're like, well, what happened? If that makes sense.
Right. No, that makes sense.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, if you send it the other place and they send it back with the same thing, then what?
Yeah. Well, then it's fucked. It is what it is.
I mean, it's not fucked. You still make a decent amount.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Yeah. But
hey, Tony, did you check the NECA to see if you were able to actually get the layer?
I didn't. Give me a second. I will.
I can't find the original link I went to. So I saw that somebody had posted on Facebook.
Yeah, that link wasn't around for very long. The only way I was able to find it before is to type it into Google, but then when you click it to go to it, it tells you don't have access to it because you're not one of those members.
What is this for? The layers?
The sewer
the turtle layer. Yeah.
My account. So apparently I can order some Gremlins with my got a bunch of new stuff now on the
that's with your points, yeah.
Yeah. I don't see anything about the
you might have to go through your email. There might be a link in your email. That might be what it is.
What was this for?
It was a sewer layer. It came out. It was the Ninja Turtle sewer layer. It came out last week. It was for the highest tier members on NECA's store.
Let's see.
Oops, wrong button. Poster series, yada yada.
I see the Channel 6 news set.
Nope. I never even looked to see if I actually got an email about it.
I did not. So
all I see is sewer layer, right?
Yeah. While Tony's looking that up, Chris, I will say if the Janine was the same price as the Ghostbuster and the Ghost, it would absolutely be a hard pass. And I think they knew that, which is why they priced it so much lower.
It's sold out and it's $299.
So it is gone. Okay. Maybe they will make it available for other people, but maybe they will not.
And Nick is like, "Oh, you got points expiring." Like, "Oh, great, I got points expiring, and none of my points will actually enough points to buy anything." So,
yeah, the rewards are shit, man. Like, I can get Planet of the Apes, Assassin's Creed, Invisible. The Gremlins, the only thing that's worth anything.
He's out of stock.
Stripe and the Brain.
Yep.
And then Motu. That's it. Motu.
That's a whole different topic. NECA is trying too hard to be a retailer versus just a manufacturer and a producer or somebody who does production of figures. Like their reward system's trash. I love the company, but they handle their rewards horribly. But it is what it is. I don't run the company, so can't fix that.
So much trash. All right. Well, what else we got? I'm good.
I mean, I don't really have much. That was kind of it.
Slow night, man.
We did pretty well. I don't know about slow. We did.
Well, we had a lot of Jeff talk, but Psycho, you're good, and Wheeze, you're good.
Yeah,
I'm great. Always.
All right. Well, on that note, oh, what's up?
No, I'm about to get crunk. I'm gonna get drunk.
Oh. Well, on that note, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. We had a good time, man. We talked a lot about toy shows and what we should do and what shouldn't be done and what needs to happen going forward. So, Jeff, if you're listening, man, we gave you all the insight we can give you. We talked about Toy Fair or Toy Arc, whatever it is, with all the new toys that are coming out. We haven't seen, I don't know, like personally, I haven't seen any Haulathon, Geek Fest, whatever you want to call it for Target. I haven't seen any of that in stores.
It hasn't popped up yet. It hasn't gone live yet. I think it's 2 weeks.
I haven't seen anything.
No, like it hasn't. It's not time yet.
Oh, it hasn't dropped yet?
Yeah, it hasn't dropped yet.
Oh, well, there you go. That's probably why.
It's usually mid to late March.
Wheeze, thanks so much for coming out, man. You got anything to add? Maybe Thursday?
No, just people join us Thursday for our My Cousin Vinny talk. Jesus.
Psycho?
No, I'm good.
Dude, My Cousin Vinny. So listen, when I was younger, it was so stupid, but there was a scene where like it's in the beginning, right?
Is this combo that should just happen on Thursday? Is this
no, it's okay. Here? We can do it now. Where he's like, let me get one burrito, one large slush, right? Where he's doing the charge in the beginning. My parents used to buy these frozen burritos from old El Paso. We used to microwave. So whenever I watched that movie, I would sit there with a frozen burrito and watch the movie. It was just cool. I don't know. It is what it is. But My Cousin Vinny, Thursday. Can't wait. It's going to be a great time. Come join us for Collector's Hideout. We will have Psycho and Wheezy. They are the hosts of that show. I just happen to be a patron person who comes on board. They ever do away with me. They bring on some Cuban guy. He's got a weird thing with his apartment. It's kind of gross. But he doctored it up with a lava lamp. So God rest him. It looks great.
I feel like you have a crush on this man.
Now. So anyway, guys, have a great night. Gals, people, whatever. We appreciate you. And as always,
just hit stop. Just hit stop. Don't do it.
No.